Hello. Today I will talk about the imprint of God. I was a salaryman and worked in an office in Hong Kong. In 1999, the company decided to establish the Shenzhen office that I proposed. When thinking about the layout of the office, I suddenly came up with Feng Shui. Feng Shui is very important when building new offices and buildings in Hong Kong and China. In Hong Kong, if a building is built next to it and the Feng Shui gets worse, the government will subsidize it. Feng Shui is so common. I also wanted to have a Feng Shui expert appraise according to Chinese customs. When I asked the company if the company would pay the fee to the Feng Shui expert, it was okay, so I decided to ask. The location of the Shenzhen office has been decided, and at the location of the skeleton that has not been constructed yet, we heard the appraisal results from a Chinese Feng Shui expert. A Feng Shui expert asked, "Who is the boss here?" So I answered, "I am," and gave my name and date of birth. Feng Shui experts advised on the placement and orientation of the desk, the location of the conference room, the location of my desk, the location of the picture, the location of the water, and so on. Finally, a Feng Shui expert said to me, "You will be world famous." I wondered if he was flattering at the service because I didn't cut the price. However, I was curious about the words, so I bought a book of 4 Pillars of Destiny at a bookstore and read it. I was born under a very bad star, but it was written that when 3 bad stars overlap, it will turn around and develop greatly. I thought this was what the Feng Shui expert said. The book next to the 4 Pillars of Destiny book I bought at that time was a famous spiritual book called Conversations with God, and I bought and read this book as well. The book Conversations with God encouraged me to meditate many times. So I bought a meditation CD at H&V in Hong Kong and listened to it alone at midnight when my family was asleep. The meditation CD was a Tibetan Buddhist CD that contained Tibetan music and sutras. There was a place where the sutra became louder and louder. It was so scary that when I put up with it and listened to it, my eyelids turned over and pulled between my eyebrows. I thought I should stop listening, but I put up with it and listened to the end. A few days later, I woke up at night when I was sleeping. I was imagining a vision of uniting the world by telepathically sending messages to people all over the world and receiving replies in favor of my message from all over the world. Suddenly, someone asked, "Can you do that?" I found that in the corner of the ceiling of the room there was someone in an invisible higher dimension. I said, "I can do it. Look at my body." I spread my body wide. Then, that higher dimensional being seemed to send power to my body, and my body became full power at high speed. Realizing the power, I stared at the arm that was powering up. The next moment I felt someone walking from the front door towards my sleeping room. I tried to get up, but I couldn't move because of the sleep paralysis. I realized that the person's purpose was me. I tried to yell out to my wife sleeping in the next room, "Help me!" but I couldn't make a voice. Finally the walking person opened the door of my sleeping room and came in. The person who came in was a man dressed like white sheets. I desperately try to move, but I can't move. The man walked to the side of my head and stopped. I struggled desperately, but it's not working at all. And the man reached out to my forehead, trying to touch my forehead with his hands. My fear has reached its limit. And the moment his hand touched my forehead, I woke up. There was no one there anymore. At that time, I thought that the man dressed like white sheets was Jesus Christ. I think this was a ritual to imprint the God on the forehead. The Bible says that the forehead of the 144,000 people chosen by God will be stamped with God. And it is written that they will save the world. It is written that the 144,000 are Jews, 12,000 in one tribe. And there are 12 Jewish tribes, so there are 144,000. It is said that 10 of the 12 Jewish tribes came to Japan after being chased from their homeland and scattered to the east. From the time of this imprint of God, I gained mysterious power and entered the spiritual world. Thank you for subscribing to the channel.